So hello again everybody, Genghis here, and today I'm going to do something I haven't done before. It's a mixture of a tank review and tank comparison between the T62a and the Obj140. I'm going to start with a quick garage part, tell you which tank I prefer of the two and why, and then I'm going to show you in a couple of replay pieces why I actually prefer that and show you how to use it, and give you examples basically. Now, what are both of these tanks about? These tier 10 Russian mediums, the two most known and most used ones, there's also the Obj140, have general advantages of very high DPM, with decent gun control, which means aim time, accuracy, bloom, that kind of stuff. Decent turret armor, rather weak hull armor, and rather good camouflage, with average medium mobility. Now, what are the differences? I've summed it up real quick in this text document. I hope it looks decent for you. The main difference, in my opinion, is the T62a turret armor. The T62a's turret front, like these parts here, next to the mantlet, also called the cheeks, are rather strong with at least 340 degrees of armor, which is also always sloped, so the effective armor is rather around 270 to 300, which strongly increases here, anywhere where the angles start to increase. The Obj140's turret armor, while it has the same 240 turret front, it's less angled here on the cheeks, which can be penetrated, and mainly the roof is much weaker. The T62a's turret roof has a small part which is only 50mm, and which can sometimes be penetrated, but it's very, very rare. On the Obj140 it's rather common, because you can see the turret's roof is... You see this line here, the circle? Anything above that is basically overmatched by most guns you will meet and automatically penetrated. And even like this part, the turret is weak in general. And another big difference in the turret armor is that on the Obj140, the cupolas, of which there are two, are cupola weak spots. Well, on the T62a there's only one cupola. This one really is not a cupola. I mean, if you see it from the front, you can hardly hit it. And this cupola here is very strong. Even for tier 10 gun, that's hardly a weak spot and will bounce most of the shells you shoot at it. It's a very, very strong weak spot, to call it a weak spot. I would not even recommend shooting the cupola. What else is there? The Obj140 is slightly faster. It's got a top speed of 54 kph instead of the 50 that the T62a has. 55, I'm sorry. It also has one more degree of gun depression. T62a has 5 degrees of gun depression, while the Obj140 has 6, which is a noticeable advantage for the Obj140. Hull armor wise, the nominal hull armor is basically the same, with 102 and 100 on the Obj140. However, the Obj140 has a pretty much better slope on it, but it remains weak. Especially as the sides are very weak, you can't angle or anything. And the hull armor on both tanks is weak, and the advantage of the Obj140's hull might only be noticed against tier 8s, for example, or tier 9s with very low penetration, or stock tier 9s, those kind of tanks. The T62a also has 50 more hit points, which kind of makes up for the difference in hull armor. Sorry guys. And last but not least, if you compare the two guns of the two tanks, you will notice that... it's hard to show this way. Wait, yes, there you go. The T62a is a bit more accurate by 0.01. It has a better aim time by 0.1 second. And also when driving, the bloom on the T62a is better, so it's more accurate on the move. The Obj140 is still incredibly accurate on the move, but the T62a is just very incredibly accurate on the move. There's no way to describe it, but you can really drive around at full speed and shoot enemies at 400 meters and hit them like semi-reliably, which is like a great bonus for the T62a. Now, which tank do I prefer? I prefer the T62a. Why? Because the T62a turret armor is so good, you can completely rely on it to bounce most of the shells you will receive from whatever tank they are. There is, in my opinion, no tank or no shell in the game which can reliably penetrate it, not even Jack Pouncy 100 heat, which has a 420mm of heat penetration. It will still bounce on the sides and on the roof and this kind of part and stuff. Whilst Obj140 will get reliably penetrated by those kind of guns. I will even go much farther than most players out there, even Unicums, and I will say the two tanks have a different playstyle. Also, they are so similar. And why is that? Because of that turret armor. The Obj140, with its trollish but not completely reliable turret armor, allows you to play in a way like a normal medium. You use ridge giants, you shoot enemies which are distracted, you flank, and then you abuse your DPM. You use your camo to spot enemies. That kind of good stuff. You use your mobility to relocate. The T62a can do all of that. Although the Obj140 is no doubt a bit better in that role because it's a bit faster. It's got a bit better gun depression, so it can use more positions. Those are the main differences. However, with the T62a, if you manage to find a position where your hull is completely hidden, which with 5 degrees of gun depression is completely doable once you learn to know the maps, it's a bunker. And as long as RT does not get you out of your bunker, to call it that way, you can stand in a position and just bounce nearly everything getting shot at you, or everything, while shooting back with your incredible gun, with one of the highest DPMs in the game. Very good accuracy, very good penetration. Yeah, that's basically it for the garage review. I don't want to make it too long, I don't want to make it boring, so I'll be right back, showing you some replays where I basically show you positions where you can go in the T62a, which in the Obj140 would probably not work, or not work as well, and show you why. So in this battle, I'm in platoon with Xenelian, who's in his FE4202. We have very good matchmaking, and most of all, there's no RT. Because Redshire is a map which is very prone to RT because there are very little places where you're safe. I'm really happy about that, because I decided to go in this area, which is normally reserved for heavies and TDs brawling, and use my turret armor in order to wreck the enemies who will not be able to penetrate me, hopefully. Or, yeah. So I'm going to show you that real quick. I go here in this position. I get a non-lucky bounce on the IS-3. And a bounce. Now where did that one bounce? Turret front. Not really surprising, it was only an IS-3 shooting APCR. Oh, actually shooting APCR. So which is actually 267 penetration. And that shot might actually have penetrated an Obj140 turret. But probably not, looking where it landed. Now there's a hull down, a T32 on the enemy team, which is a very dangerous tank as long as he stays hull down. However, he advances a bit too much here. I only track him with that shot. But his hull is rather weak, or is very weak compared to my gun. I'm just able to slowly work him down. I loaded heat here. It was meant for the mouse because the mouses can't penetrate me in the turret either. However, if they push on with their HP, they are going to be able to shoot my hull, and that's something I don't want at all, because then their HP and Alpha are going to hit us. I decided to shot the IS-3 in the back there, and I showed the show you this real quick. Oh no. Yeah, the mouse penetrated me in the side here. I got a couple bounces off my turret. Nothing penetrated my turret yet. I keep staying hull down, I keep moving. I don't aim all the way, because in case the enemies have a slight shot at my hull, I don't want to expose it too long to allow them to aim at it. So yeah. I really don't intend to shoot heat at all those tier 8 heavies. I normally would never do that. I just have it loaded because of the mouses, because those are the enemies which might win the game for them. Because we have so little tier 10s and tier 9s, and our tier 8 will really struggle to penetrate them. So that's why I'm shooting a lot of heat right here. So I thought the mouses were going to push on, that's why I fell back to, as I said before, not allow them to shoot my hull. And I hit our ally again, this time it was a VKB. And there again, I go hold down, the mouse shoots my turret, and bounces. I've now already done 2400 damage, and I've only taken one shot of damage, which hit my hull. Just to advance that, I'm not going to show you any full replays today, or probably not, and for sure not any after battle stats. I just want to show you the turret armor, show you positions where you can go, and show you which kind of guns you can actually bounce with this turret. And that's it. So that's why you won't see any after battle reports. So yeah, as I was missing a lot of shots and I'm running low on heat, I'm aiming very carefully here. Also our VK was moving in front of me and I don't want to hit him again. And I get unlucky shots on the mouse. If you want to shoot a mouse turret and you've got a very high penetration gun, or shooting heat, you want to shoot the turret sides, the cheeks, at the middle. Well, I was hitting the middle, but I was hitting the mantlet, which is actually very strong. I get in a cheeky shot over I7, and you can see, as soon as the mouse advances, I go back, I stay hold down. If they fall back, I move forward, staying hold down. That's basically the only thing I'm really concentrating on in this game. It's staying hold down and slowly working down the enemy tanks, mainly the tier 10s heavies. I see this I3 push, so I go out and punish him before Tiger 2 finishes him off. Now I see an I7 below us, and a gun run up on the ridgeline over there. I also get shot by the 110. Who bounces now? So as I notice, this ridgeline is not really safe. I'm not sure if I should stay, but I think I'm unspotted, so I take the opportunity to get free damage into the enemy 110. You can see how good this gun is, just being able to penetrate his upper plate reliably at that distance. And yeah, our team capped. It was an encounter battle, but I hope I showed you just how much this tank can bounce. You can get odd bounces as a whole, like this one, if it's very angled. But look at the turret. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At least 5 bounces. Pretty sure there were some more too. And look at this shot. It looks like it hit my viewport, and then my cupola behind it. The viewport is just empty armor. It bounced off the cupola. No damage. So yeah, I'll be right back with the next replay stage. So, this time I am platoon with Twitch and Cretins, all 3 in T62as, and we got a Himmelsdorf encounter. Now normally I advocate going on the hill on Himmelsdorf encounter, but the problem is that on Himmelsdorf encounter, a lot of tanks tend to go to the hill, also the heavies and the TDs. And if you're forced to brawl and show your hill, the T62a is not the best tank at all, because enemies have more alpha, better armor in the hole, and that's why I decided to go 8 line. Now you will probably know the banana, or 8 line, or whatever you want to call it, which is this area here. And even in encounters, there's also a lot of heavy tanks or tank destroyers coming here. However, there are a lot of spots where you can go hold down. You can kind of go hold down behind this little piece of rubble here. You can go hold down behind this ridgeline here, or piece of rubble, whatever you want to call it, and even back here, and kind of behind this corner. And as I said before, if you can manage to go hold down the T62a, you can rock. So that's where I'm going to go. I will be perfectly hold down behind this ridgeline, as long as I play it well. And shit, Jack bounced the 100. Or is it actually shit? We will see. Now, I really don't want to take a shot from him. And what happens there? First of all, he's shooting HE. Wait, what? But second of all, he hit my gun. No damage taken. Which was kind of lucky, because as it was HE, if he would have hit me, it would have hurt. Now as he's hold down too, I decide to load heat. I cannot really penetrate him reliably with AP CR. At this kind of, well, not when he's hold down and angling. I'm aiming my shots really badly here, and ouch. The Jack Brown's E100 is shooting HE, so that's why he managed to penetrate me. But look over there, there is a waffle of E100 shooting APCR, which gives him a penetration of 352, if I'm not mistaken, and he just bounced twice off me. I put a shot into him. I keep going out in between my shots, just showing my turret. I want to make the enemies shoot me and bounce or miss me because I'm moving so much. And yeah, there you see me angle my gun upwards and wait. Jack Bounce E100 just shot heat at me. So I just got shot at with gold ammunition by two of the most dangerous tier 10 tank destroyers, and they all bounced. Here, here, here. Here again, yeah. Through the viewport at the cupola, aimed at the cupola, and a bounce. This armor on the turret is just so good. I'm nearly invulnerable to them, except if they start shooting HE again. And yeah, I'm able to slowly work them down. It's a bit harder on the Jack Panzer. I get his cupola at last, and as soon as he's dead I switch back to APCR, which is what I want to shoot normally. And now I'm against FV215B, a very dangerous heavy tank. And wow, he actually penetrated me? That's surprising. Okay, I guess he got a very lucky penetration in my turret cheek there. Maybe my turret was angled badly and I was showing him the side of my turret a bit. But yeah, I'm not saying this turret can never be penetrated, but after the bounce you just saw, I think one penetration is kind of acceptable, isn't it? And I mean, there is no other tier 10 medium except for maybe the 1-1, which has a similar amount of turret armor, which is able to go 8 line on Himmelsdorf. The waffle penetrates me there through my gun mantlet, if I'm not wrong. He is shooting APCR, so he does have 352 penetration, and if he hits me correctly he will penetrate, but that's not the normal situation. And the FV215B is still bouncing me. And even with a damaged gun, I'm able to slowly work them down while I am held down. Just want to see real quick where he pinned me. Yeah, the waffle with APCR pinned me through my gun. Which is kind of a weird shot, I guess. So, this is actually all I wanted to show you from this replay. I just wanted to show you can bounce Jack Panzer 100 heat, waffle APCR. Basically the most dangerous gun in the game. The Jack Panzer 100 with heat is the tank which has the most penetration out of all the tanks in the game at the moment. And how strong this turret armor is, and how it allows you to really, as long as you manage to go hold down, you are basically a bunker. Even a bunker can get damaged slowly, but you are very, very strong and very hard to dislodge. And yeah, let's go to the next video. So in this last replay, which is actually I'm going to show you fully, and you will probably see why later on. I'm in a platoon with Bombstick and the real LKHNSS, whatever that is. And we're all 3 in T62as, which is pretty nice. We're in a tier 10 game. Our team is definitely not the best. Not the worst either, but not the best. XVM gives us a 50% chance to win, which basically means that our platoon has to carry and we will win, and if we don't, we're probably gonna lose. As this replay is a bit older, it's from patch 9.2. Sniper mode doesn't really work, which is a bit annoying because I mean, I can show it to you real quick. I went in the fixed camera now. And if I go into sniper mode, that's what it looks like. So yeah. But anyway, what do we see? We see that there are 2 RDs, which is kind of it's dangerous, especially at this position. Right now I see that the waffle's just waiting for me to come out, and I'm not that stupid. You know what I mean? As soon as he looks away, however, I'm back and I put another shot into me. However, he turned around real quick and spamming APCR on a waffle, really, and just snapshots me. Where did that one penetrate me? He must have penetrated me in the side, I guess, as I'm not able to view my penetration, which normally means it's covered by the tracks. So yeah, I use these corners. I kind of am able to hide my hole in this area, depending on at what position I am exactly where the enemies are. For example, right now, for the 704, I'm completely hold down. All he sees is my turret. I still keep the reflexes. No reason to expose your turret more than you have to. The I7 comes out and puts one into my hole, which is where you see the weakness of this tank. if enemies see your hull, you are going to get penetrated in 99% of the situations, except against very low tier guns. Now, this area is not looking too good. I don't want to keep fighting with an I7 who's aggressively pushing on me. I've already lost half of my health while doing only 2k damage. So I decide, oh wow, enemies are pushing in the middle. I'll go over there and maybe support them a bit. Support our team over there a bit. Of course not support the enemies. Then I spot this lonely scout, and I decide to go after him. Activating auto aim. As I'm reloading and he didn't shoot me, I use these buildings as cover for my reload. Since I'm reloaded, I go back out and shoot him again. As he drops down, and I don't want to drop down at the moment, and there is just one of my platoon mates, bump sticks down there, fighting him. There's no point for me to jump after him and maybe get tracked, and him being able to, you know, shoot my hull and my side and retract me or whatever. As I am now down to 700 HP. As I left that other flank, it completely died. Not saying it was because I left, but it completely died. So now we are 2 tanks down. The enemies are still pushing in this area. We've only got a nearly dead Waffle and an E4, and one of our T62a is defending there. I decide to go back in this area and try to find a spot where I can hold down to defend enemies which will or might or whatever be pushing in this area. So yeah, as it doesn't really seem to be happening, I decide to hide a bit in behind these trees or in this bush, so that I get the first spot off, and I can shoot them once and then run away, for example. We are now 3 tanks down. We are also now 3000 HP down. It's looking rather bad. Our Obj140 just died too. So did our Waffle not long ago. And now, only thing left alive are that E4 on 600 house, our RT, myself, and the Rio. So I decide to go up here. Could you talk about something in general? When you are outnumbered, and like we are in this situation, we are outnumbered 4 to 6. Although 2 of the enemies are RT on top of that. However, 4 of the enemy tanks are in this area, and only 2 are here. We've got 3 tanks left. I was in this area defending this flank. However, if we want to win this, we have to take down the enemies rapidly and one by one while outnumbering them locally. So what does this mean? I'm going to regroup with these guys and hopefully be able to push out the 100 and the E4 who are around here without us taking too much damage, which would then allow us to turn around, not get flanked, not get surrounded, maybe have a chance to fight in better positions too. So there's the E4. He does one-shot me, so I am a bit careful about getting hit by him. I see he's a one-shot too now, so I do get a bit... Well, I know enemies are behind us. As you can see, the Brawling just got spotted. So did the I7. So I want to kill that E4. I want to get one shot into him which penetrates before he shoots me. Because then we would be able to surround the 100 very quickly. Which is why you see me going forward very carefully but steadily. I side script to be able to show less of my hull to him. Going to show you the sniper mode, and doesn't really show you much, does it? And I bounce off his cupola, which is really bad because now he knows I'm reloading. I hide, I try and there you go. Basically what I did there, I used this little outcrop, his mediocre gun depression, the fact I was lower than him, to hide part of my hull, and he ended up shooting my turret, which was what I wanted him to do. I'm not saying it was a sure thing, but it was much safer than just standing in the open, which allowed me to kill him. So now the odds are looking much better than just 1 minute earlier. However, our E4 gets hit by the RT, I think, and set on fire. So now he only has 60 HP left, which is really not much. I managed to get a nice shot into the Brawling before he can shoot me, taking out one more enemy. And I immediately go to the next available wall, just to be able to get RT safe. Now, if we want to win this, we have to use our turret armor. With that I mean myself and the Rio. However, to do that we have to go hold down. To go hold down, in most cases, we have to be in certain positions, which are often open to RT, especially if we also want to defend the base. So I went up here to spot if anybody was coming behind us, because the Object 704 was last spotted here, which would have made sense. However, he's not coming. I was also hoping to maybe spot an aggressive RT, but did not manage to. And then I see that both enemy RTs just shot the real. So they are, well, at least the GW Tiger P is reloading. The Batchat RT probably isn't. I take a risk here seeing him go back to go into this position to enable myself and the and the E4, sorry, to create a crossfire on the IS-7. I load heat after that shot, and we are able to take him down between ourselves and the RT. But then the E4 gets killed by the Object 704. Now that's bad on one side. However, on the other side, he got killed here, which means that the 704, as he can't be up there, we would have spotted him, has to be in this area. There is no other possibility. So it's good because now I know where he is. It's also very bad because that means he's very close to our RT. So at first, I was deciding to go hunt the enemy RT before that realization struck me. And yeah, I'm up here in this area, waiting for him or going for RT. As I said, this replay is a bit older, so I don't actually remember completely what my line of thought was. Yeah, as I was saying there in cap, I'm telling our RT to stay safe, with which I mean like hide. Don't try and go shotgun mode and help me against the enemy RT. Now I see that the 704 got spotted by our RT, who he's hunting. So I immediately take advantage of that. I don't have the health to take a shot from him, and he's still very high life. So I have to get in some free shots right now. Or I have to. That would be very, very good. However, I get a really unlucky bounce on his back there. After missing 2 shots. Get one into him. I know he can't spot me as he is at the edge of my draw range. So I put one more shot into him. Before deciding, okay, if I want to carry this, I have to use my turret armor. It's probably the only possibility against an Object 704. Except if I manage to surprise him. However, to use my turret armor, I have to go down. They have 2 RTs left. There's no way I can win it in that kind of a disposition. So I decide that my best chance to win this game is to start by killing the RT, and then coming back to either kill 704 or him coming after me, or me having to decap or whatever. I also decide to load HE, because both the enemy RTs which are left, which are left alive, whatever, have a rather very weak superstructure armor. So that's the turret on the Batchat and the upper part on the GW Tiger P, which can probably penetrate with HE. And if I high roll, I have a 420, if I'm not wrong, alpha damage with HE. Yep. I am able to one-shot the GW Tiger P, which, boom, happens. And also, as long as I penetrate, I'm going to do more module damage. So I was hoping that if I find the Batchat RT, I would penetrate his turret and maybe kill his gunner, or I would destroy his gun, or both of that, making it much harder for him to snapshot me after that. I reload APCR because I was wondering what was happening. Maybe the 704 was coming back. I'm unable to find the Batchat RT, but as he has great mobility, he can really be anywhere on the map. It's possible that he went up here trying to come behind me. He could be running this way. He could have gone through the middle and gone for our cap. I have no idea where he is. All I know right now is one tank is capping, which could be either of the 2. So yeah, I decide to go back. Lol. Not that I have any other choice really. And wow, I managed to spot the Batchat already. I had reloaded HE because in case the 704 was like showing me only his side or something, I would have wanted HE to be able to get a decap off for sure. So yeah, I stopped real quick to put a shot into the Batchat RT, which hits and penetrates, doing full damage as I kind of was hoping for. However, well, for one, I do decap him. That's a good side. The bad side is that he did not have many cap points at all. I get in a rather very lucky snapshot on the move there, which is also due to the really awesome accuracy on the move of this tank. However, the Object 704 is capping. I'm spotted, he knows where I'm coming from, and I have to decap in the next couple seconds. So, I spot him. What happened there? I was deciding, I did not know where he was. I knew he was behind this truck, otherwise I would have spotted him on the way. But he could have moved back to here, for example, by now. He could be aiming that way, he could be aiming this way. I had no time to waste. What I decided to do is go in and shoot him. As I spotted him, I immediately used a Batchat wreck as cover from him. Shot him on the move, not really believing was going to hit him and penetrate, but it did. And then, keeping the Batchat between me and him, more or less, I went back down, such that he couldn't shoot me because of the Batchat in the way. Or if he would have shot me, it would have been a very risky shot for him. Now that I have decapped him, it's a one-on-one, and now it's basically one. And why do I say that all of a sudden? Because now, I'm in T62a, I'm able to use my turret armor, and I'm able to dictate the combat. He's not got any allies, he's got no RT. I go up, only show my turret, he tries to shoot me, doesn't even hit me. And I know I reload, I'm able to put 2 more shots into him before he reloads. So I'm able to go on. I hope you guys enjoyed both the 2 quick replays as well as the longer carry. I hope you enjoyed the comparison between the 2 tanks. Before I finish, I want to say a bit about the Obj140 and T62a once more. As you can probably imagine, it's a question which gets asked to me a lot, for example on my stream. And it's also a question which I ask a lot to other Unicums before doing this video. I asked probably 20 guys from Omni or other people I know, who are all great players, asking them which one they prefer and why. The most common answer I got is T62a because of the turret armor. That's by far the most common. I did, however, get 3-4 people answering me Obj140 because of the gun depression, and 1 or 2, I think it was 1.5, people telling me Obj140 because of the mobility, which really surprised me because the mobility difference is rather limited. It does exist, but it's rather small. Why am I saying 1.5? Because one person told me both. He prefers the Obj140 because of the mobility and gun depression. There's no deciding factor. Please tell me in the comments which of these 2 tanks you prefer. I clearly prefer the T62a. I just really like to have reliable armor which I can count on in every situation. As long as I'm able to maneuver myself into a hold down position, of course. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And see you next time. Bye.